Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the American P-36G Hawk sitting at 2.3 battle rating in the American Rank 1. Fantastic little plane. It is still a lot of fun. I reviewed it somewhere in the summer of 18 and had a lot of fun in the plane then. And I had another nice match 2 weeks ago, I think. And it was again totally enjoyable flying with squadron. Absolute fun in this plane. She is a little bit of everything. She can boom and zoom a little bit, although she isn't the fastest plane in the world. But she can boom and zoom a little bit. She can energy fight and she can turn fight. So she's nice and versatile. Good amount of guns on her as well. And let's go into the speeds first. The maximum speed in this plane at sea level is 434 kilometers an hour without WEP and 445 with. At 4500 meters this is 365 without and 379 with. And finally at 6500 meters she'll go up to 305 kilometers an hour with WEP and 319 without. Now at the higher altitude she's not that fast. At sea level it is okayish. There is faster planes, of course, but the straight line speeds are okay. In a dive, it's a little bit better though. Top speed in a dive is 732 kilometers an hour before she redlines and 800 kilometers an hour before she rips apart. Now all these speeds are in indicated airspeeds without Mach, so just so you know what I use here. The top speed of 800 kilometers an hour is quite nice at 2.3. That's a nice rip speed that you have, for example, better than most Spitfires. So, and a lot of other planes you'll face as well. Control stiffening though doesn't make that the effective dive speed. You get a first tick in maneuverability at 500 and then the compression really starts to set in at 650 kilometers an hour. Where the control stiffening, especially in the roll rate, starts to become a little bit more severe. And well, you can probably stretch that out towards 700, 730, but you really need to get out of the dive, depending on how far you are from the ground. Stall speed in the plane is 130 kilometers an hour, which is actually quite nice. That's a quite late stall speed as we shoot that Heinkel 112 from the sky. That was a very satisfying shot I had. Whew, very nice. Anyway, nice in the stall speed. The firepower in this plane is pretty good with two 50 cals with 200 rounds per gun and four 7.62mm Browning machine guns with 500 rounds per gun. I used stealth rounds, but you can also use the ground bells for the 50 cals, and the universal is also always, it always does a job for you, but stealth is always very nice as they don't see it coming, which gives you an added advantage of surprise, and that gives you a few seconds more on the plane. If they don't, if they listen to music, for example, they cannot hear the shots at all. So that's pretty good. And I hear from my squadron that many people listen to music while they play. I personally, I can't do that, listen to music while I play in this game, because you often get saved in the last kilometer when people start to close in on you and you hear their engines, and if you don't hear that, you're dead. So yeah, I cannot listen to music. I'm a min-maxer, and playing music and me not hearing the game sound is definitely a minus to my maxing. So I definitely don't want that. Anyway, the ammo load is good. I can say that with 200 rounds, that's basically the standard, so yeah, that's alright. The acceleration in this plane in a straight line is good, and in a dive very good. Energy retention in the horizontal and in the vertical is decent. So yeah, the plane is not the best in the vertical, but it's also far from the worst. And you can definitely compete, but against 109s, for example, which are better in the vertical. You have to keep a sharp eye out on their energy state and make a good educated guess whether you can go into a stall maneuver, for example. That is something to think about. The climb rate though does support the performance in the vertical, as the plane has good climb rate, much better than the two versions of this plane that come before in the fighter line. The A and the C, they don't have a very good climb rate, but this plane has a much improved climb rate, and that's very nice. It makes a difference. The battle rating is also quite a bit higher, so it is also needed in that sense. The turn time in the plane is good and very good with flaps. The flaps only rip off at 530 kilometers an hour. Now you only reach that in a dive. In your normal maximum speed you will not even come close to reaching that. And you need a little bit of a dive as well. So I mean you can basically use those flaps to your heart's content. And you know, get to that very good turn time, because it is very good turn time and you can outturn a lot of planes. Against many of the Spitfires you also have a very good fighting chance, and well, it is definitely enjoyable as a turn fighter. The roll rate in this plane is good, and together with the turn time that makes the overall maneuverability good. And that's just very nice. A plane that responds, that feels solid. The plane does exactly what you want it to do, and that makes it very reliable as well, which gives it an extra bonus. Some people, well, some people wobble a bit as well, but I mean, some planes wobble a bit here and there, or they, in the roll rate, they don't roll completely on their axis, and that gives a plane a little bit of a weird feeling. But this plane feels very solid in that sense. That is, it gives a pilot confidence when a plane does what you ask it to do. It's just very nice. The overheating in this plane is very present with web use, with extended web use, but it is manageable. I mean, if you don't whip her to death, then you will go from front to end of battle without much problem, without much overheating, and you can definitely keep the engine in the white, or at least in the amber. The durability in the plane is decent overall, but I had a feeling that sometimes the engine get damaged a little bit easily. So it's a primary feature of course on the front of the plane, but that goes for most planes. But this one, it feels like every time you get shot at, damaged the engine a little bit. But yeah, oh well, that's life, and you'll have to be careful with the head-ons in this plane. Just be careful with the head-ons and you'll be fine. P-36G, a real Hawk, real good plane. And with the climb rate being improved and the extra guns you get on this one compared to the C and the A, it makes it a breath of fresh air. You do of course get more difficult up tiers. The 3.3, where there is a lot of interesting planes, but you can outturn most of them. And with that you can basically play the game of jack of all trades with your I actually jammed the guns here in my enthusiasm. I didn't really notice that in a match. Ooh, bad Jengar. Oh well. We don't get him, he gets killed by the F4U. And we have a dead engine from those back gunners. A good pilot. He's dead now. I wish it was my 6th kill, but it didn't get the opportunity for that. But we are now gliding towards the Earth. We have plenty of farmland available, so we should be able to land the plane and walk home. Although we have to go through enemy lines. We are behind enemy lines, unfortunately. In the end, though, we'll be fine. Not too much role playing, right? But we won the match, and if the tickets start to go soon, then we'll actually be able to survive without getting a death on our account. And we do, and that's always nice. So 5 kills and 1 assist, first place in the team. Let's see what kind of rewards we got for that one. We got Survivor, the best squad, Terror of the Sky, and Balancer. 34,000 Silver Lions and 5,000 research points. I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now, still a very much fun plane. We didn't fly it in 2 years. I'm glad I took the time to, you know, get a little bit of a renewed look on this plane. It was an absolute joy. It is still fun as a turn fighter. It can energy fight, although you have to be careful with too steep vertical maneuvers. It doesn't have the greatest energy retention there, but it does have good climb rate. So all in all, the plane performs very well and is a true killer at 2.3 battle rating. Definitely a plane to recommend in the American fighter line. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.